Well, joining us now to find out more is Nicu Popescu, Moldova's former Minister of Foreign Affairs and European Integration, serving under Maia Sandu's cabinet from June to November last year. Thank you very much for speaking to us. What's the feeling in your party now with the latest projections from the first round of voting?
The feeling is very positive. Basically, none of the opinion polls predicted this positive outcome for Maia Sandu. So now the feeling is very positive. Victory is within reach, and that would be an expression of Moldova's will to come closer to the European Union, to integrate deeper with Europe and fight corruption and reduce the influence of oligarchic players in Moldovan politics.
Maia Sandu, as Prime Minister, did try to pull the country closer to the European Union, but really struggled to gain any traction with it. How do you think it might be different this time round?
Well, we all know that turning a country into a country that is run in a European way with less corruption takes some time. Last year, when we were in government with Maia Sandu, we did not have enough time, though some initial results were quite positive. Now the hope is that if Maia Sandu wins the presidency, this will build momentum to have new parliamentary elections, to have a proper governing majority in the parliament, which would have the power and the influence to change the way Moldova is governed, to reduce corruption, and that's the issue number one for Moldovan citizens. And by reducing corruption, the belief is that we can bring the country closer to the rest of Europe, and we can improve governance and build a more prosperous Moldova.
We'll have to obviously await the outcome of the second round of presidential elections. But if your party does come out on top, how actually is it that Maia Sandu is going to try and tackle corruption practically on the ground?
There's high demand for fighting corruption. There's a high level of support to doing that. And the issue number one in this sense is to reform the law enforcement sector, the judiciary. And start putting people in prison who have been stealing. There are many high-level politicians who have been involved in massive corruption schemes. The Moldovan economy and Moldova has been facing a situation where $1 billion have been stolen from the banking system. So the main task is to reform the law enforcement agency, the prosecutor's office, and start penalizing those who have been involved in massive corruption.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. Nicu Popescu, Moldova's former Minister of Foreign Affairs and European Integration.